In his latest EP, Rema has unveiled a new imagery that has raised questions about his potential connection to racist tropes concerning Black people. Let's explore the elements of his current visuals and see if they bear any resemblance to historical racial stereotypes.
If you like boogie woogie rhythm, she's gotta be. Let the boogie woogie watch a woman give you a treat.
These are Pickaninnies. They have big eyes, unkept hair, and red lips. You will sometimes also see them eating giant slices of watermelon. Pickaninnies are thought to be the children of Aunt Mammy and are very poor.
Minstrelsy is a trope of comedians, normally white men in blackface, but typically entertainers presenting songs, jokes, portraying negative racial stereotypes. Many have attested it to being one of, if not the first, example of how American pop culture exploited and manipulated the Black people and culture to entertain and benefit the target audience, white people. And though this level of offensive mockery coming from non-Black people is definitely a big issue and something I'd love to address in more depth, this time I want to focus on the Black influencers I've seen doing this. A few TikTok users I can think of in regards to this are Big Gru, formerly known as the Dancing Gorilla, Yeti Gang TV, also known as Chicken Boy, and Zoppo TV, who also had his page deleted but made a new one and has since been re-uploading his content. Now, if you scroll on TikTok or Instagram Reels long enough, you've probably stumbled across all of these guys at least once because the amount of shares they get is insane. If you aren't familiar, Big Groove, real name Clive Ibizubi, is a fitness influencer who got his start in being a social media.
You know, it's always the Nigerians with the ignorance. I'm sorry, I'm Nigerian. But it's always like Nigerians who exhibit anti-Blackness.
Don't bring your natural hair to my event. Why would I want to wear a nice ass dress, expensive dress, expensive heels? At least I'll do ponytail. At least. But when you do natural hair, you're wearing a nice dress. I'm looking at the dress up. I just look at the face. But would natural hair help?
It's because they don't realize that when they look at history, Nigeria was actually treated just as bad as African Americans, but we don't understand because in Nigeria you don't see white people in your face, so you don't understand that you're being oppressed by them. So there's a lot of ignorance and anti-Blackness within even though there's a lot of pride and heritage, there's a lot of anti-Blackness in Nigerian culture.
Personality in 2022 when he began posting dance videos on TikTok. In these dance videos, the grown man would film himself dancing in public settings such as restaurants. Because of his obviously offensive internet alias, he received a lot of backlash and would inevitably change his stage name to something more appropriate, not only because of the feedback, but most likely for a broader appeal. Many people...
Yeah, so this is how they're making money, unfortunately, just doing these things that are mockeries of Black people. In addition, Rema's recent visuals have sparked allegations of incorporating demonic imagery, echoing concerns about the music industry's historic tendency to align with racist narratives that demonize Black culture and heritage. Speculations have arisen questioning whether he might be associated with the Illuminati. It's worth considering whether Rema is consciously embracing or unintentionally influenced by the racist tropes his team may have pushed him into. Artists often find themselves navigating the dynamics between their creative expression and demands from their label. Many Afrobeats acts have entered significant deals with American labels, often owned by individuals from white society. This can sometimes lead to artists unwittingly contributing to white supremacist propaganda.
We get paid to rap about that stuff. They actually pay us more when we rap about more ignorant stuff.
Who benefits and profits off our bickering and our division? You know, it's like follow the money. But if you follow the money, you go high enough, you start to see same people who own the labels own the prisons. So
Literally the same people?
Literally the same people who own the labels, own private prisons. It seems really kind of suspicious, if you want to say that word, that, you know, the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
While the short-term financial gains from artists like Rema might be apparent, it's crucial for the Black community to take ownership of our media. By controlling how Black people are depicted, we can influence societal perceptions in spaces that significantly impact our lives, such as the workplace and educational institutions. Stereotypes perpetuated by artists not only affect their personal image, but also have broader implications for the entire Black population. Displaying imagery associated with minstrelsy can reinforce negative stereotypes, affecting how we are perceived and treated in critical areas like the courtroom, by law enforcement, and so on. So you getting a check and depicting Black people in an animated and offensive light, playing into minstrelsy, that's problematic for Black people. That does not push for Black economic empowerment. Because the next time, you know, any Black person comes into an office, they're gonna think you're gonna be acting like this guy. Or they might ask you to do a dance. Totally ridiculous. Ironically, artists who engage in perpetuating these stereotypes are often the first to voice concerns about mistreatment by others.
What do we do to get put off the plane? What we do? Because this is about 15 million people. What do we do? Could you tell me what we did? I haven't done anything.
When we pulled up to the plane, he outside the plane like this. IDs. I had never...
Outside the plane?
Outside the plane.
I never heard of that.
I never heard of that. Now the pilot talking about, man, someone done disrespected my colleagues. I'm like, who? Man, everybody get off the plane.
What?
Man, no. I felt like Rosa Parks. No, I ain't moving. Stayed on there till the police came.
Controlling our narrative is essential to avoid succumbing to toxic depictions that can harm our community. It is a reminder of the famous saying, those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. And unfortunately, Rema has unintentionally been following this pattern. Let's foster an environment where artists and the broader community are informed, empowered, and vigilant against perpetuating harmful stereotypes that can have lasting consequences.
Hip hop has been around for 50 years. Not a single hospital, not a single school, not a single bank, not a single supermarket, not a single distribution company. How can we call hip hop a blessing to the Black community when that type of money being made off of our culture and the community doesn't benefit from it at all? So you come to the community and give out a few turkeys. You come to the community and give out a few pair of sneakers. You come to the community and you throw a couple parties. And in exchange for some damn turkeys and chickens and some sneakers, you push death and destruction on our children for a living, and we're supposed to be okay with that because you dropped off some clothes and some turkeys. It's not acceptable. Until hip-hop begins to be a blessing for the Black community, hip-hop is an agent of white supremacy. And then the rapper will say, well, we didn't invent violence. You're right. You didn't invent violence. There was gang banging before hip-hop. Okay, there was drug dealing before hip-hop. There was black on black crime before hip hop. But let me tell you where hip hop is guilty. Hip hop glamorized it. Hip hop glorified it. Hip hop put a spotlight on negative aspects of Black culture.
Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. You're watching Brand Video Pro. I'm your host, Kenim O. Definitely go check out this video. Great analysis. And I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you join my membership group where I have exclusive content just for you. Anyway, I'll see you next time. A peace.